those are touched by your programs every year?
I can't, it's hard to give a number to it, but the thing is I've talked to people who've been Student of the Month 20 years ago, and they remember being Student of the Month. So the thing is that not only is this a, like the Student of the Month, we might have only 9 students who are actually involved with the process, but it's a cumulative thing that people don't get that. And I have no idea. It's Wayne might have a better idea because he was involved more with that.
Well, let me give him the mic. Wayne has been doing a maker project at Brookhaven School. And so what is a maker project and a maker program, and how does it work?
Well, a maker project is an opportunity for the kids to do hands-on things. So they can build things, they have the tools to do it. A lot of the tools that are fairly contemporary, so there are things like laser cutters and 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and that gives them an opportunity to learn some of the things that are going on in the industry today, where folks are actually printing body parts with 3D printers and things like that. We don't print any body parts, but so it's a lot of fun. I think Bob mentioned one of the things that's really important is the mentoring aspect of it, because you get a chance to sort of connect with kids. And I mean, it's one thing that I can do and everyone can do is give them a little bit of mentoring insight into, kind of what life's about and what you should worry about and what you shouldn't worry about. And especially at Laguna, where all those kids are struggling, they really need that. And the Student of the Month program has a huge impact. How many people does that touch? Well, that person touches a lot of other people, and that has a chain effect that really reaches out, and it's hard to know how many people actually get affected by something like that. So it's a wonderful program. So at Brookhaven, these are middle school kids. It's a perfect time because, well, it's a little hard to get their attention sometimes. Their minds are open and they're ready to learn things, and they pick it up so fast. Sometimes I've noticed that the teacher doesn't know as much as the student about running a particular piece of equipment, so there might be a student assigned to do that. We also do mentoring. We also are involved with the Maker program at Laguna and at Emily. So they're great.
Thank you very much. We also, as I'm making my way back across the room, we've done a couple Pass the Hat efforts in the last 12 months. One was for Philippine relief after the hurricane there. That money was managed by a club in Lake County, and so that money was well spent, well managed. We also did a Pass the Hat for the Anlin band instruments that went missing. And as it turned out, we were kind of prompted on that by the noon club, but as it turned out, they were missing, but they came back shortly after we made our donation. So the school offered to give the money back. We, with the noon club, the money went to buy instruments for the feeder schools in the district, for the member kids that might not have access to instruments. So that was a total of over $2,000 that went into it. I'm not sure how the Philippines was done, but the music Pass the Hat was not a hat, it was a saxophone.
Charlie.
Yes.
Quick on the Philippines, Pass the Hat was about $1,600. And that matched a bunch of other clubs. Like you said, Peter Ventura, the Lake County Club, rallied that. So that was fantastic. They're finally, I think, are raising hogs, and because for that community, that's something that raises good money for them, like the post-trauma relief. So it wasn't really a relief program, but because work is more longer term, but it ends up being a real sustainable project.
Thank you. And David Margaret, you're the most knowledgeable person I know on the youth exchange program that the club does. Could you help me understand that better?
Sure. This is a long-standing program of Rotary International, International Youth Exchange, students aged 16 to 15 to 18. We make arrangements with districts internationally for an exchange student to come here and an exchange student to go out. Our club has hosted a number of students over the years and sent out students over the years, and certainly it's in line with our overarching goal, which is to build world peace through understanding, because if you have lived someplace, you're going to have a much better idea. So you all know we've got an exchange student coming in from Switzerland. She arrives on the 11th, and we have an exchange student leaving who will leave on, I believe, the 21st and go to Taiwan.
Great, thank you. I'm going to pick on you again, Michael. I think you're familiar with the Rotary Youth Leadership Program.
Yeah, right. Rotary Youth Leadership Award is a summer camp that's held out at Westminster Woods. It's been done for, I don't know, 15 years anyway. And it's high school students, generally juniors, that Rotary clubs send from all over the district. I know there are generally about 80 to 100 of them. And it's a full week of leadership training. They have lots of people come out as guest speakers and talk to them. They put together a little newspaper that they publish every day. It's a really good training session in leadership skills for these kids. And the clubs are involved in that we go out and do dinner for them. So different clubs from around Sonoma County show up every night and make dinner for them. We traditionally, with the new club, always do the Sunday night, which is the first night. And there are a number of us that go out and make a chicken. So it's a great program.
Thank you. And Louis handles the Interact program.
Right, the Elementary Program. First, I want to say, right, I actually speak there on Thursday. I'm sure they're keynote speakers. They talk about personal skills and how to communicate with people. They all the other stuff. They're great ones, and they really have a lot of fun. They learn a lot. So being part of that program for us is good. I mean, the first night really sets the stage for us. And I'm over at El Molino, thanks to Michael, was the first one, I guess, to be their liaison out there for a couple of years. He's happy, he said, "Can you help me?" And since I was working out of the house, I said, "Sure," and then he quickly handed it off to me. So now I go out, and it's an interesting club, El Molino, because it's the smallest school in Annalee. Annalee is sponsored by the new club, and they're very energetic, and they are self-starters, but they're self-starters of high school-minded thinking. So they're not always that effective, but they really are involved with the food bank, because the food bank is out there too, and they get support every 2 to 3 weeks. They're out there, and they arrange their schedules, and that's their big ongoing project. I go to the meetings, which are Tuesday at 11:40, except when the school changes its schedule, which is occasionally, and every other week, or I said the first and third of the month. And I'm looking for someone to help me with that. The Russian River Club is co-sponsors. They were the original sponsors. They dropped it. We had to reinstate the club. And I'm looking for someone who will help me at the meetings. Jim Matero volunteered to help with what we can do, but his problem is the meeting date. On Tuesdays are a little hard for him at noon. But if someone can come with me, and what we're looking to do, or what I'm looking to do, is to change their focus. So instead of just meeting, learning more about organizational skills. They always, El Molino likes codes. You know, they have co-principals, they have co-presidents, so no one takes the responsibility. The school club have 2 presidents, it's like kind of crazy, but that's what they do, and they share the responsibilities. It means one does the work and the other one doesn't. And, which is, you know, but they want to be so cooperative. And I'm looking for someone who has basically some organizational skills to help me show them how they can do more by delegating responsibility and following up, rather than the presidents and the secretary and treasurer doing all the work in the club, so that they bring more members in. And someone who may have that type of skill to help me, I'd like to meet them before the kids before school starts, and work with that. And if you can help, it's, you know, the meetings are 35 minutes long from 11 11:40 till 12:05 or something like that, or 12:10. And it's kind of fun to listen to them. They're pretty short. I bring pizza, so they're very appreciative. The membership, the meetings sometimes are probably a little bit fuller because they can have lunch. So we bring a bunch of pizzas.
Give a lawyer a microphone. Sorry. When,
The judge does it real easy.
Marty, I just heard your voice again. You've been in the club for a long time. I wonder, what's
Yes, I was a charter member.
What's in it for you, not for the community?
Well, first of all, I serve on the community allocation with Alan, and that's a great committee. It's well organized. Thanks to Charlie and Alan, we don't really have a lot of knockdown drag-outs because we come in with ahead of time. We get the list and we make our list, and you'll be surprised at that meeting how close those lists are. Am I right, Charlie? And this year I was asked to go out and solicit because when we were going to stop, we really didn't have enough applications, even though we put ads in the paper or they put stuff in the paper and so forth. So we went out and actually got some community groups to put it in. But to me, that's one of the most important things. I also think from a positive standpoint, I agree about the Christmas dinner. That to me is the most heart-rendering thing that we do as a community group, and that's very important. Also, helping the schools get off the ground with the Maker program. I was on the committee originally over at Brookhaven when we started that. Anley was the first school really in the county to start that, and they were recognized for that. And that was after my time. I won't take credit for that, but thank you. But anyway, it worked out very well, and now that we have feeder schools going, so that's very important. So those are the things that I think are important that we do in the club. And in order to do all that, we need to work on the fundraisers that we have.
Appreciate it.
See, Louie, that's short and sweet.
Oh, nice.
Our club also co-sponsors a Rotaract club that's in the state. And I can tell you that when the Rotaractors showed up for cleanup at Guys Can't Cook, it was a wonderful thing. They took care of business and didn't have any trouble climbing up tall ladders to get stuff down high. So as far as I'm concerned, we got to keep sponsoring those folks. Yes. That'd be great, but we'll need to be quick.
Very quick. The Rotaract Club down in Sonoma State is a very active one. They were originally sponsored by the Rotary Club of Rancho Cotati, and they have taken spring vacation trips down into the Caribbean where they've actually gone out and done hands-on work to help in some of the areas down there. So they truly are a miniature Rotary Club, and when we found out that we were going to kind of co-sponsor that club after they had gotten started, so very, very rewarding opportunity for us.
Thanks. And Jeff Dunbar is getting that up, and he's not here today. There is, since this is a leadership organization, it does occur to me that it's no surprise that I hear about all kinds of things that individual members do with schools and with other community organizations just on their own. Mentoring, reading to kids, it's not an official part of what we do, it's rarely even mentioned, but it's a significant commitment on the part of individuals and it's a very good thing. We heard from Marty as to what Rotary means to him. In summer, I'm going to pick on you again. You're a newer member like me, and I'm wondering what's meaningful for you about being a member.
Morning again. For me, being a member is a way for me to definitely give back to the community, but to meet a lot of like-minded people. And I find myself regularly contributing volunteer time to certain organizations. Outside Rotary, the most recent one is the Jewish Foundation, where the annual fundraiser is New Contraire. So myself and my staff go and back in ways that I would not have done otherwise. And so it's just a really great way. It's a nice, organized way, and a very organized, nice, organized way to come here every week and meet with all of you and find out what we're going to do next to help support our community.
Thanks very much. I also want to mention that the club in years past gave a couple of special chairs to Palm Drive Hospital. They're recliners that allow, they don't like a chair by day, but they allow family members to sleep over in the room. They're expensive chairs. The club donated 2 of them, and again this year we did another 2, and they are about $1,000 a piece. They have our program logo and our club name on them, and this time it was the Sonoma West Medical Foundation rather than Palm Drive. So it's except for the Philippine money, everything we've talked about so far is right here, right now. It's really local, and it's really impressive. So give yourselves a hand on that, because it's something. Have I forgotten anyone?
Can I mention one thing about our Student of the Month program? We started that in the year 2004, 2005, when Bruce was our president, our governor rather. And we do the Student of the Month monthly, in addition to a nice plaque. They get $50 in cash. And at the end of the year, we do a $1,000 scholarship for the Student of the Year. And that scholarship is the Bruce Millane Campbell Scholarship. So I just wanted to let you know that Bruce was the first member of our club to become a district governor. Oddly enough, Millane was the second one. But we did that in honor of them and all the good work they've done for us.
Thanks, Terry. So that's our local stuff, but of course there's always a big international presence with Rotary, and I'm going to turn it back over to Michael for that. So before I do that, I just wanted to mention that, did I get this from me? There was an article, there was an opinion piece in the Press Democrat a few months ago about the importance of giving money smartly and not just donating money to willy-nilly, but being smart about making sure that it gets to where it needs to go. And the author mentioned that if you run into a burning building and save 5 lives, it would probably be one of the most memorable parts of your life. You probably remember that forever. Well, with Rotary, you can do that for about $200. And so the money that we send to Rotary International Foundation, that money goes to the kind of to the bottom line almost immediately, and it is saving lives all over the world. And hopefully, I can give you 30 seconds to wrap up international. Thank you.
Okay, and I wanted to just kind of show you, I think we're going to share this with members as well. And all these things take money, so you may wonder why we're doing occasion and other events. This will give you an idea of where it goes for our domestic stuff. The picture is incomplete without some mention of international, but I'm not going to go into detail here, but just kind of give you the longer term perspective. And I think we have spent over $250,000 on well over 100 projects all over the world. We've been active in several countries in Asia, Africa, South America, a lot in Mexico. I think we've touched thousands of lives and we can safely say that's a lot. I don't have $250,000 to give. But together we've done that and participated in a lot of programs. I glanced at Jerry and reminded me of the Lower Class Project. We had several of our members go to other countries with a team to prepare ballots and train doctors and nurses locally. So that's us as a club. Ken has something. Before the door prize, we have another prize. Why not?
I will just speak up. Bob Keys, would you come under, please?
Get this man a microphone, please.
I'd like to thank you all again for that wonderful debunking we had. And unfortunately, Bob was unable to make that, so I wanted to present you with a certificate of award for dedicated service for the occasion you shared last year. Thank you very much, Bob.
When you love what you do, it's easy to do it.
That's sweet. So we have come to the time and we can do the door prize drawing. You get a guess.
I missed that email. Am I the door prize?
I'm impressed.
Oh, wow.
The last numbers are 2587. 2587.
That's me.
Yay, Julie!
You get David Mark Raymond.
I was hoping you would win.
She'll hunt you down for the prize.
Trade him in for cash.
What's a penny?
Okay, that's a deal. And David's store prize was a chocolate bar, dude.
What? Oh,
The door prize was a chocolate bar. You got it.
Congratulations. Yay, thank you.
A lucky winner. Good way to get home today. Joe. John, that's all right. Hey, he's been studying.
That's a 10. That's a 10-page joke.
Oh, it's
Yesterday, my daughter asked why I didn't do something useful with my time. Talking about doing something useful seemed to be her favorite topic of conversation lately. She was only thinking of me and suggested that I go down to the senior center and hang out with the guys. I did this, and when I got home last night, I decided to teach her a lesson about staying out of my business. I told her that I joined a parachute club. She said, "Are you nuts? You're almost 72 years old, and you're going to start jumping out of airplanes?" I proudly showed her that I even got a membership card. She said to me, "Good grief, what are your classes? This is a membership to a prostitution club, not a parachute club." Oh boy, I'm in trouble again, and I don't know why I do this. I signed up for 5 jumps a week. I told her, and then she fainted. Life as a senior is not getting any easier, but sometimes it's getting fun.